Hi, I'm Patty McGarrahan, and this show is called The Mind's Eye. I have with me today Jared Kempf, and he's going to be talking a little bit about music and the healing that music brings. I've known Jared since before he was even born, and he helped out my grandson. He did a senior project that he taught an adult and a child a guitar, and in the process of doing it, seeing what the difference was, and that was a senior project for high school. So he usually works behind the scenes on this show, and we decided that we're going to bring him up front and let him discuss and talk about guitar playing and the healing issues and the help that the music has with it. So, Jared.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
It's weird. I'm always behind and now I'm in front.
Yeah, so it is crazy. He asked when we went out to eat, and I think he was surprised when I said, okay. That he was surprised,
That
right?
was a backfire of a joke.
Yes, for sure. So why don't you get into a little bit?
Well, guitar has a lot of meanings. It can be just to play for fun, or other people use it as a distraction from, like, if they're feeling down, or how they progress. So whether learning something or just playing a song, it brings a lot to your heart and brings your mood up. Doesn't matter, any type of music makes you feel better.
I have to agree with you on that, because I use music when I'm channeling like scripts and hypnosis, or channeling like a book I'm writing, and stuff like that. And one day it might be meditative music, and the next day it might be Kid Rock. Do you know what I mean? It's totally, it's a mood thing. And I needed to get a script written to do with water. I do a healing garden one often, but I needed to do one with water. And it was so strange because I just knew I had to have rock on to do it instead of the regular music that you do it with.
Different songs bring out different emotions, and not every song is just made for one thing, where it could be made for like intro music. Not everyone's going to go with something calm. Some people are going to go with something a little bit more upbeat, or something that they think their listeners will enjoy watching.
Excellent, yep. And as I said, music, comedies, and then some nature stuff like the ocean. Those are three things to settle me down, because I'm like wired most of the time. And music is a big one for me.
They use music in movies for dramatic effect or suspense, just to draw it out. But a way that it's for healing is that I've seen a lot of kids with disabilities, some where they can't even speak, but they can play music beautifully.
Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah, that Courthouse Arts and Entertainment Center, they use music and art as two big forms, and they end up bringing them so much farther along with it. And when you worked with my grandson, he was going through one of the hardest times in his life, and it helped. Even though he didn't know he was doing what he was supposed to do, it helped. And it helped him a lot. That and Legos, Jared and Legos, and it helped quite a bit. So, do you want to play a song for us?
I mean, I can try.
Can try.
I can try.
I would love that. Do you want me to sing? No.
Well, can you sing?
No, I can't. My father used to say, your punishment for getting a year older was my family sang to you.
I mean, we could do Happy Birthday.
No. Do the first song you were playing when you started.
Which one?
I'm terrible with names. I know all the words. I love that song.
But tricky part with this guitar, because not all guitars are alike, so I can't lean my hand where I'd normally lean it, because So an open E, I put it down. I'm putting it at a tune.
Yep.
Where that's where a tremolo system, or that's the Floyd Rose. So it can go either way.
Nice.
Where different songs want it to go higher. So you can either do that with a bend, and you could do it with multiple notes, or you can hit what is called a harmonic, and where different tones on the amps will make it sound different. And
now, have you found that it's helped you during some times in your life?
yeah,
Music, because I know it does. What drew you to guitar and music?
I don't know, guitar's just always been around. Since I was little with my dad, I've always had this cheap guitar that I never knew how to play. I'd walk around strumming it, but never knew how to play. And one day I was going to get the guitar restrung because I didn't know how to do it myself. And the guy said that it would be better to buy a new guitar than restring it. So then from there, we started lessons, and it just built up.
Yes.
And then it's helped me through a lot of like breakups, just
Breakups and makeups and
breakups,
that kind of stuff.
makeups.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's just always been around.
I have to laugh because he does a lot of my computer work for me. And one day, we're doing the computer work, and I'm very serious, and we're trying to get things set up so that my newsletter went up on the thing, up in the website and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I hear bing, 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 and he's hiding it underneath from what I can see, and he's playing the guitar. Because I was making him uptight with what we were doing, and he was frustrated. So he pulled out the guitar to help him with it.
It's a
And I was
stress
laughing. I said,
reliever.
"Are you playing the guitar in the middle of this?" He said, "Absolutely."
But over the years, I've put stuff together myself that I wouldn't call songs, like segments or licks. Just little pieces I've been building up over time.
Show me some.
So like a while ago, I had and then when I got this guitar, I've added in so I can strum it instead. And then
that's
I can
cool.
add a little wavy effect
A
with
little wavy effect to it,
the
yeah.
bridge.
And I'm sure, like, as I said, when somebody's listening to that, if you're just relaxing and listening to that, it gives you a real, that wavy thing almost like puts you.
Or instead of strumming it, I can modify the chord too.
Go ahead.
But instead of just doing it at that same spot, I can move it and brings.
Excellent. Now, what did you find the difference between teaching a child and an adult?
So I would say how you word things, because the way you word things to an adult, they have some knowledge and past experience to where they know what you mean, to where you have to word things so it's easier understandable, because not every kid's gonna know what, like, number of strings.
Right. And you know what the other thing too is, they also take things so literal that sometimes you say, well, you need to bend, and they really think they have to like break their finger or something, you know what I mean? They take things so literal. So what were you talking about? You went to strum and I interrupted you.
But one different thing is I've noticed the adult didn't have so much interest at the beginning, but then when he started getting into songs that he liked more, he fell into his groove, where as with a kid they're a little bit more hyper. So all they want to do is talk about something new, and you can't really build it up.
Yep.
Or their fingers are too small for chords.
Yep.
Or sometimes it's excuses.
All of the above with my grandson.
But everyone faces their difficulty down the road, because there's one point at guitar where I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
And that's where most guitarists fall off, because they think they learned everything, and then all of a sudden there's new techniques. It just never stopped learning.
New techniques, and when you get like a different guitar, then you have different things that you can do with it.
But if you stop learning, like stop putting towards songs or learning songs, you're gonna fall off and then start getting sluggish about it. And
what is your favorite song?
my favorite song. The song I've been working on, which I'm not going to attempt to redo, is Crazy Train
Okay.
by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm working on the solo to that.
Are you? Not enough that I can get
Not
you to
enough
do it?
I can, no.
No, can you do a part of it?
I could do a different one.
Okay, go ahead.
So one I've been working on for a while, getting it up to speed, is the solo to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, okay. One of my favorites.
It's going to sound horrible because it's not, the effects aren't there.
No, I never noticed that. How you push the strings up
Yeah.
sometimes?
So
What does it blend it?
So bending, it doesn't blend, it brings it up. So when I bend, I'm bending it to this note.
Oh, okay.
But not all the times that's the case. I can, and that's, so
Now, if you're miserable and you're in the middle of like a breakup and you're miserable, like what would that have you go in your room and play? And what would you play?
usually I
Do
play,
you duck or do you go up beat?
I don't go upbeat.
You don't go up beat. You go.
I
beat and
drop
beat.
tunings.
Okay.
So I can't do that on this guitar.
Okay.
Usually I go into a tuning called drop D.
Okay.
And
You have to explain that because that is
So-
not in my wheelhouse.
drop D is where you drop your heaviest string. So that's a E, and then it's gonna go back towards a D.
Okay.
If you hand me that other guitar right behind you.
I knew you were gonna have to do that. I just knew it.
And as you can also see, not every guitar is built the same.
Yep.
Like this one goes there. So drop D. So bar chords are now flat.
Okay.
So one song, can't say I've learned, but Everlong by Foo Fighters.
Okay.
It's not really heavy, but it's mellow.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
no, that one is still a work in progress.
Okay. Okay.
But one song is called Prison Song by System of a Down.
Okay.
So as you can see, it sounds menacing, but you can get to some chords. Or you can go really heavy, like
That sounds like it should be in a movie when things are happening.
or I mean, I guess I can try Everlong.
Go ahead. loving this. I could just sit here and let you play all day.
Everlong is a bit different because you have muted notes where you don't want notes. So like it's got a droning D at the beginning. So, and you want to strum it, but you don't want to strum it every time because sometimes it's just a single note or it's more than one.
Okay.
So it's kind of like selective picking, kind of like some people have selective hearing.
I do.
So if
You have selective hearing too, so.
I don't like to admit it,
Yes.
but what I'll do instead of, I call this my little cheat, I'll strum the whole thing, but I lift my fingers enough to mute the others.
Oh, I gotcha.
So it's the whole chord, but I just got the low string.
Okay, now I asked you what you play when you're bummy. Now, what do you play when you're happy?
That can be a number of different things. So one song I'll play is that's a good question.
Okay.
So there's Smoke on the Water, which everyone knows. Easiest song.
Go ahead. Colin got a little of that
But
because he replayed those few notes 180 times in a row one night.
if I want to mess with someone, like say they messed up something, all I'll do is come by and
I love it.
or just random things. But healing-wise, I can say guitar has brought me up, and
I saw it make a change in you. And I don't see you as often, but I saw it make a change with you.
because sometimes you can beat these things where all you'll need to do is just change the strings, or because people say like screaming into a pillow. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, depends on the person. But getting into a groove or a rhythm, and music has a lot of rhythms, so like metal. I messed that up.
So tell me, you were saying something and then you got distracted.
Trying to think of words to say.
Do we think of words to say? Too funny. But one of the things is I do know that I found that it helped you, I think quite a bit with the guitar, and I found Colin, it helped him, and I think once Ty gets older, I think he'll end up coming back to it too. He's just kept so busy, you know, and that kind of stuff, because we all found that it made a huge difference in the kids at a certain time. And I didn't realize how much it was, but I have a friend that has a child spectrum, and they had her doing all kinds of instruments, singing too. They also had her doing artwork. She ended up with a piece going into a small museum. She started playing and singing and stuff like that, and it raised the level. Like, she went way beyond what they felt she was ever capable of doing. And I don't know if you mind me saying it, but you have some with the what's that thing you have?
What, dyslexia?
Yeah. So I'm sure that sometimes where it can be frustrating trying to read and stuff like that, all the stuff, this must be a great relief for that.
Yeah. But sometimes it does get tricky with learning new pieces because I'll switch numbers. So where
I think you do fantastic, especially with having that. And you do really good with the stuff on the website too, because I didn't even pick it up with you, which usually I do.
Because guitar, I don't like to read tablature, or I like to read tabs, which has the number on the string.
Okay.
Whereas notes, it's got a nice black dot on the line or in between the line with a stem, tells you how long to play it.
Right.
I use a website that plays the song for me rather than
Reading the music
and guessing what it sounds like or having to go back and play the song. So I can play along with it.
Okay.
And I know there's programs out there where it can tell you how far you missed or how far off you are, or if you're too slow, or you can slow down the music.
Okay.
To help you learn and progress. One song that I've been wanting to learn with my friend was the Solo to Master of Puppets.
Okay.
I have not learned it.
No.
Because I've keep myself busy with the guitar, but I'm not looking at tabs every single day. Because you don't need to progress every single day. Sometimes it's good to reflect on what you already know and keep it going.
Okay.
So I like to work on my old songs rather than new ones, because there's stuff I
like
can still
it because
learn.
you like my music. You like the older music. So I like that. Yeah.
I like stuff that I can play along to, and I don't need to make up my own rhythm for it.
Okay.
Which is most songs now. You can find some, but not very many. It's more of the techno side. And that's why I like rock and roll, or as much as I don't really like to say jazz sometimes.
I love jazz. I like almost every mode. I like country rock. I'm not that country, but country rock. But other than that, jazz I love.
Yeah,
I love all kinds of music.
I've been to a couple country concerts, and also going to concerts, seeing how people play or watching other people play gives you another learning opportunity.
Excellent. So this is Jared Kempf, and he does teach guitar as well. And as I said, as he worked with my grandson, and he did a fabulous job, and my nephew. And if you want to get a hold of him, it is Jared Kempf on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
It's Jared Kempf, KMPF. Or you can get in touch with me, and I can always get in touch with him. I torture him. We actually put stuff up on the website and stuff like that at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. That's your best timing.
Oh, that's changing.
Yeah, he's got a job now that won't let him stay up that late. So you can get a hold of him, and think of a song, one of your favorite ones to play, and play it for us.
All right. So my cousin was playing me a song one night, and I just played it back to him, and I figured out the rhythm to it, so I'm gonna play that.
Okay.
So I don't know much of the actual guitar part, but it's just going back and forth between
those two?
Yeah.
And it goes through. So do you know where it came from? Or?
So sometimes it's called relative pitch or perfect pitch.
Okay.
And relative pitch can give you the location, so if you know what a note sounds like, you can. I'm not too well with note names, but
okay.
I can match pitches almost. Sometimes it's within a few, But
Excellent, excellent. So what is your goal? What song is your big goal that your dream is to be able to play?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I just learn and go. I don't have anything that it's my ultimate goal, but it would be nice to learn things. Or there's always a song that comes along that I just want to learn. So sometimes I'll just randomly look up songs
Okay.
and I'll try to learn them. Doesn't always come out to how they sound.
So you find with dealing with the dyslexia and stuff like that, you find that hearing it, then it just comes to you, and then you can figure out how to play it.
Sometimes hearing the music and then playing it, it gives me a sense of where I am. So if I'm struggling to learn something because I don't know how it sounds,
Okay.
I'll play it, whether it's the actual song or what the program has that I need. Depends on if I'm stuck or if I'm just bored and want to listen to music.
Right, right. And like I said, this is a great process for healing and stuff like that. And I know that the bumps in the road that you've had in it, that you use it. And sometimes I laugh because I call you mother, and I can hear the music in the background, and I usually can tell whether you're up or down. And in the meantime, Jared is also one of my Reiki masters. He took it with the last class. He took it with my granddaughter. We started out as a tween Reiki class that I did the week between Christmas and New Year's for many years. So you've got that healing as well. But I think I do think that the music, I can't get over what a difference it makes. And then when Mary Ann from the courthouse was explaining how much it's doing with the kids up there, it's pretty terrific.
Yes. But music always has its spot in everyone's hearts. Some people don't realize it, but it comes natural.
Excellent, excellent. I thank you for coming today. And I tried to do it through the show without coughing. It's fabulous to watch, and I knew you were going to have to use this guitar. I had a feeling, but no, it's fabulous, and I do appreciate the people that I know in my life that you've helped with the music, so as well as yourself. So excellent. Thank you so much for coming, and they can get a hold of you through Jared Kempf or me.
Where are you?
That's on me. So I think we're just talking because I think it's playing.
I think they cut us off.
Yeah, that's fine.